making coffee for one in the light of the dawn. Counting the spaces where your things used to belong. The house is a museum of the way we used to be. Every corner's a witness to a ghost I can't unsee. I don't scream at the walls, I don't break any glass. I just sit in the silence and let the hours pass. It's a quiet kind of hurting, a soft kind of break, like a slow rolling river in a wake of a mistake. There's no thunder or lightning, just a cold, steady rain, washing the color from the map of our name. I'm breathing in the absence, I'm living in the pause, feeling the effect of an invisible cause. It's a whisper in the hallway, a shadow on the floor, a quiet kind of hurting that I can't ignore anymore. I saw your handwriting on a list in the hall, a mundane reminder of the height of the fall. Buy milk, get them bail, don't forget to be kind. Word from a version of you I can't find. I folded the paper and I put it away, a tiny bereavement for the rest of the day. If I made enough noise, would the pain finally leave? Or am I just an actor with a heart on its sleeve? I'm holding my breath so the memory won't stir, living in the static, in the beautiful blur. Yeah, it's a quiet kind of hurt, a soft kind of break, like a slow rolling river in a wake of a mistake. There's no thunder or lightning, just a cool, steady rain, washing the color from the map of our name. I'm breathing in the absence, I'm living in the pause, feeling the effect of an invisible cause. It's a whisper in the hallway, a shadow on the floor, a quiet kind of hurting that I can't ignore anymore. Just a hum in the wires, just a low burning fire. Can you hear the sound of me letting you go? I'm curated and faded, sitting high on a shelf, a relic of a man who used to recognize himself. I've got a hairline and crack from that night in July, when you traded our always for one more goodbye. Now I'm gathering dust in a room full of things, between between the cracked porcelain and the old wedding rings. It's just an antique heartache beating in my chest, worn out and weary and longing for rest. The brass is gone bitter, the wood's gone to bone. I'm a rare kind of lonely, it's better left alone. You can't polish the memory or buff out the stain of an antique heartache that only knows your name. I see collectors come by, they look at the scars, they see the history written in the spaces between the bars. They touch the veneer and they ask for the price of a soul that's been broken and frozen in ice. But I'm not for sale, no, I'm stuck in the past, built for a love that was never meant to last. If I wasn't doomed, I'd bleed red and bright, but I've turned it to mahogany and shadows of light. I'm in a loom of hurt, a museum of us, just waiting for the hinges to settle into rust. Yeah, it's just an antique heartache beating in my chest, worn out and weary and longing for rest. The brass is gone bitter, the wood's gone to bone. I'm a rare kind of lonely, that's better left alone. You can't polish the memory or buff out the stain of an antique heartache that only knows your name. Going once, going twice, sold to the ghost who keeps her heart on ice. Sold to the ghost who keeps her heart on I wore the suit for the prom, the one we made in the rain, back when your name was a hymn, before it turned into Cain. Now I'm sitting in the front row of a chapel made of ghosts, giving a quiet toast to the girl I miss the most. The incense is burning low and the choir's at its tune. I'm just a man in a tuxedo, howling at the moon. And there's ash on my Sunday best, darling, a little gray on the sleeves where you used to lean. I'm a holy mess in a tailored vest, if you know what I mean. I tried to brush away the traces of the fire we outran, but I'm just cinders and creases, doing the best I can. Yeah, I'm dressed for a wedding, but I'm feeling like a guest with nothing but ash Found your silver earring in the pocket of this coat. It's a heavy piece of metal for a man who's lost his boat. I should've sent it back or thrown it in the lake, but it's the only anchor left that I didn't have to break. So I'm standing by the altar of the things we didn't do, smelling like a campfire and looking for you. They say beauty comes from embers that a forest needs to burn, but I'm just standing in the wreckage waiting for my turn. So be more than just a memory, so be more than just a stain on the fabric of life that's been washed out by the rain. And there's ash on my Sunday best party, a little gray on the sleeves where you used to lean. I'm a holy mess in a tailored vest, if you know what I mean. I tried to brush away the traces of the fire we out had, but I'm just cinders and greases, doing the best I can. Yeah, I'm dressed for a wedding, but I'm feeling like a guest with nothing but ash on my Sunday bed. It's just a smudge on the lapel, a little bit of heaven, a whole lot of hell. Shake it off, but it never really goes. God, I hate these clothes. I'm walking through the hallway of the place we used to breathe, tripping over shadows that you didn't think to leave. The carpet's got a memory of the way you used to dance. Now it's just a crime scene of a wasted second chance. I've got a roll of yellow tape, I'm stretching around the bed, marking off the territory of the words we never said. And I'm drawing chalk outlines on the floor, baby, tracing where the ghost of us used to lie. I'm a witness to the murder of a forever kind of lie. There's a silhouette of laughter and a shadow of a kiss. I'm documenting everything that I'm gonna have to miss. Yeah, the evidence is heavy and the room is getting cold, leaving chalk outlines of a story left untold. The detectives of my conscience are asking for the time when the love we built together turned into a perfect crime. Was it the night I went to sleep and didn't hold you tight, or the morning that you woke up and decided I wasn't right? I'm dusting for your fingerprints on the handle of the door, but you wiped the slate so clean I can't find you anymore. If I scrub the wood, will the shape of you remain, or is the loss of what we were a permanent kind of stain? I'm an investigator, a but the ghost is still here, walking through the lies. Don't step on the memories, please. Don't wash them away. I'm walking through the hallway, oh, the place we used to breathe. I'm walking through the hallway. 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 Yeah, I'm walking through the hallway. I'm walking through the hallway. Yeah, I'm walking through the hallway. Whoa. I'm walking through the hallway. I'm walking through the hallway. Yeah, I'm walking through the hallway. There's a map inside my head where the ink is turning red, marking all the gravel paths where the ghost of us still treads. That old Texaco on Highway 9, where we'd stop to kill some time, is a border crossing now that feels a little like a crime. I'm stuck on the interstate, driving 80 in the fast lane, because the scenic route is nothing but a shortcut back to pain. And there are country roads I can't go down, honey. Too many shadows hanging from the pines. I can't face the mailbox or the welcome to signs. Every winding turn is a memory of your hair. I'd rather drive forever than see you standing there. I'm a highway nomad, a stranger to the ground, running from the country roads I can't go down. The covered bridge we carved our names in back in 22 is just a pile of rotten timber since the day I lost you. And the creek where we went swimming when the August heat was high is a river full of secrets that I'm letting pass me by. I'll take the long way around, even if it takes all night. I'm keeping to the blacktop and the neon city light. They say all roads lead home, but home is just a word for a house out in a lottie that I'm too scared to have heard. If I hear the gravel crunch, if I see the porch light glow, I'll be a dead man walking with nowhere else to go. Yeah, drown, running from the country roads. I can't go down, keep it between the lines. Keep your eyes on the horizon. Don't look in a rear view. Just keep driving. Yeah, just keep I'm sitting at the counter of the place we used to go, where the coffee's always bitter and the clock is always slow. I found a scrap of paper tucked inside my wallet fold, a little piece of history that's starting to get old. You wrote your number in a heart in a frantic, hurried rush, back when every word between us was a promise and a flush. Now it's just fading ink on a napkin, barely holding on, like the ghost of a summer that's already gone. The edge is afraid, and the blue is turning gray, just like the forever that you whispered yesterday. I'm tracing every letter, trying to keep the image true, but the more I hold the paper, the more I'm losing you. The waiter asks if I'm okay, I just nod and try to smile, but I haven't moved a muscle in a long and weary while. If I put it in my pocket, will the friction wear it thin, or is the paper just a mirror of the state my heart is in? You're becoming just a sketch, a smudge of what was real, while I'm left here wondering how much more I have to feel. Drop of water and the memory starts to lead. It's a fragile kind of scripture for the only thing I need. I'm praying for a permanent marker for my mind, so I don't leave the best of us somewhere back behind. Yeah, it's just like the ghost of a summer that's already gone. The edge is afraid, and the blue is turning gray. Oh, just like the forever that you whispered yesterday. goodbye. I'm sitting at the counter of the place we used to go. I'm sitting at the counter. I'm sitting at the counter of the place with you. I'm sitting at the counter. 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 I found a yellow envelope taped to the apartment door. The kind that says you're moving on and I don't live here anymore. It's not from the electric company or the man who owns the land. It's a letter from the woman who used to hold my hand. The ink is cold and clinical. The words are sharp and dry. A legal way of telling me you've run out of try. And it's a final notice, baby, delivered to my heart, telling me it's time to tear our universe apart. I'm delinquent on the laughter, I'm behind on all the grace, and there's someone else's shadow taking up my space. I ignore the warning signs, I let the bill of love come due. Now I'm getting final notice that I'm losing you. I tried to make a payment with a sorry and a rose, but the interest on the hurt I caused just grows and grows and grows. You're cutting off the power, you're shutting down the heat, leaving me to shiver on this lonely one-way street. I should have paid attention when the lights began to dim, instead of letting every us get swallowed up by him. There's no grace period left, no extension on the line. I've reached the expiration of the soul I claimed was mine. The debt is far too heavy and the vault is running bare, and I'm just standing in the hallway, grasping at the air. Yeah, it's a final notice, baby, delivered to my heart, telling me it's time to tear our universe apart. I'm delinquent all the laughter, I'm behind on all the grace, and there's someone else's shadow taking up my space. I ignore the warning signs, I let the bill kiss me in the quiet. I got the message. The tide is coming in to take the shoreline back again, erasing every place your bare footsteps have ever been. I'm standing on the edge where the ocean meets the dry, watching the horizon bleed a deep and purple dye. I remember how you laughed when the water hit your toes, back when we were certain how the rest of the story goes. But they're just footprints in the sand of time, darling, one wave away from being swept into the deep. They're the only promises I wasn't meant to keep. The wind is blowing colder and the moon is rising high, washing out the traces of our hello and goodbye. I'm reaching for the ghost of a hand I used to hold before the summer turned to gray. And the story time to go. I tried to build a wall of shells to keep the sea at bay, to save a little piece of us from drifting far away. But the salt is in the air and the salt is in my eyes. And the more I try to hold you, the more the memory dies. I'm a shipwrecked man on a beach that's shifting fast, built on a foundation that was never meant to last. Maybe we're just ripples on a universal sea, temporary echoes of the way we used to be. Maybe being lost is just a different way of being found, by the only kind of silence it doesn't make a sound. Yeah, they're just footprints in the sand of time, darling, one wave away from being swept into the deep. They're the only promises I wasn't meant to keep. The wind is blowing colder and the moon is rising high, oh, made of dental floss and twine, trying to convince the world that I am doing fine. But I move a little slower now, I'm careful where I tread. The ghost of your ghost is living in my bed. I used to feel like I used to feel like stone, before you left me standing here, brittle and alone. I've got glass bones and a heavy heart, darling. One wrong look and I'll just fall apart. I'm a delicate disaster, a masterpiece of Christ, waiting for the moment that you're never coming back. I'm transparent in the moonlight, you can see the bruise inside, where the weight of all your I loves used has nowhere left to hide. Yeah, it's a fragile kind of living, a dangerous kind of art, with these glass bones and this heavy heart. The neighbor slammed their car doors, and I swear I feel a chip. A little piece of yesterday is losing its grip. I'm held together by the hope that I might see you on the street, but the pavement feels like hammers underneath my aching feet. If I let you go entirely, if I finally exhale, will the pressure shatter everything? You leave a hollow shell. Handle with care, that's what the sticker should say. But you tossed me in the corner and you went on your way. Now I'm catching all the light, but I'm cold to the touch. Just a man who loved a woman a little bit too much. I've got glass bones and a heavy heart, darling. One wrong look and I'll just fall apart. I'm a delicate disaster, a masterpiece of cracks, waiting for the moment that you're never coming back. I'm dressed there in the moonlight, you can see the bruise inside, where the weight of all your I loves used has nowhere left to hide. Yeah, it's a fragile kind of living, a dangerous kind of ride, with these glass bones and this heavy heart. Watch your step, don't breathe too loud. I'm shivering, careful, I'm breaking, careful, I'm breaking. The air in this room is getting expensive to breathe, since you packed up the sunlight and told me you'd leave. I'm gasping for oxygen, grasping at ghosts, giving a toast to the things I miss most. I used to move easy, I used to be free, but the vacuum you left is collapsing on me. honey. And I'm living in an iron lung for the soul, honey. Waiting for the rhythm to make me feel whole. It's a cold metal heartbeat, a synthetic side, keeping me breathing so I don't have to die. I'm paralyzed here by the weight of your name, while the machine does the work of hiding the shame. Yeah, I'm alive on paper, but I've lost all control. Stuck in an iron lung for the soul. The mirrors are silver, the doctor is time, but he can't find a reason or rhythm or rhyme for why I'm still standing when the power is out. And the hallways are filled with the ghosts of my doubt. If I unplug the memory, if I cut off the wire, will I finally burn out like a spent forest fire? Pressure and release, pressure and release. I'm just a prisoner begging for peace, but the bellows keep pumping the scent of your skin, and I'm forced to breathe all that heartache back in. Yeah, I'm living in an iron lung for the soul, honey. Waiting for the rhythm to make me feel whole. It's a cold metal heartbeat, a synthetic side, keeping me breathing so I don't have to die. I'm paralyzed here by the weight of your name, while the machine does the work of hiding the shame. Yeah, I'm alive on paper, but I've lost all control. Stuck in an iron lung for the soul. The hum of the motor, the ghost in the machine.